All were now on their way to the gathering, at the Chateau Frontenac, in the middle of the St. Lawrence River in Quebec City, two of them waiting outside on a bench, when some faint gleams of recognition sparkled in the wine that was of their minds' eyes conjoined. They could hear the sounds of the ice chunks crashing into each other in the river just beyond. They happened to be sitting outdoors on the same bench, daydreaming away the time before the big conference. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour, monsieur.
C'est moi.
Avez-vous le temps de rester un moment?
Oui, mademoiselle.
La grande convention.
Oui, on est amis tous les soirs, la collecte.
Je m'appelle Magenta.
Salutations, je suis tellement happy de vous voir ici.
Allons-nous entendre les grands mots?
Oui.
Parlez-vous anglais?
Oui.
Shall we continue in English?
Yes.
I've been waiting for so long for such a gentleman as yourself.
As she looks into the depths of the windows to Austino's soul, sparks of understanding gather and connect with such a force that Austino and Magenta both abruptly rise from the bench. Magenta was shivering from the chill in the air as well as from the electricity of the moment. It was as if time itself had stopped, but it hardly could. It continuing on as the one-way emissions of the collapse of the quantum realm, those discrete Planck instants, quickly ticking away. He gave her his coat for her quivers, although he was still in it, and it kept them quite warm and cozy on the way to the hotel for dinner, before the presentations of many great ideas for this evening of the gathering, from which they would learn everything. From an easel in the hotel lobby, they read the list of the provisional titles of the upcoming presentations: The Causeless Conception of May Eternity, Why Einstein Didn't Gamble or Play Dice, Why Squirrels Always Run Underneath Cars. Well, there was no day so rare as one in February, especially its last day, and as such, this date had been chosen for the great convergence to begin in the form of the gathering of minds, a mind being a terrible thing to waste, and a waste still being a terrible thing to mind. Austino and Magenta had just been seated for dinner. What is this on the menu?
That's escargot, land snails.
Ah, good to have some slow food instead of fast Wendy's.
It's Lent! One must have fast food!
But this is a formal dining room for the creme de la creme.
Hey, the snail, it's moving!
Oh, it's on the menu and walking across it?
I must be from someone else's dinner. They really should have cooked it more.
Look at that little cargo.
It's solar-powered.
So are bacteria. They gave us oxygen.
Are bacteria the back doors of a cafeteria? We are getting our languages mixed up.
Oh, okay then. Souhaitez-vous embrasser un chameau?
That's not quite right. You just asked me if I wanted to kiss a camel.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's stick to English and get our dinner going onward somewhat more romantically. To you, my dear, you are the bubbling froth that excites the drink.
And to you, my sparking spirit friend, may the bubbles burst across your palate, and also upon your tongue, the drips of that juicy flood then watering your taste buds.
They leaned across the table and met in a kiss. Such a tasty appetizer upon my lips.
Soul meets soul in a kiss like an eclipse.
To the ends of the galaxy we will go.
And beyond.
And underwater for some marine biology.
And beyond the edge of space.
There's nothing there.
Okay then, to the new dimension directions of outward and inward.
I can't figure out who's talking in this scene.
Doesn't matter, for we are one now.
Shall we have les frites, Francois?
French fries are only served outside of France and Canada, just like you can't get pizza in Italy.
Do they have Eskimo pie?
Nope, they don't serve cannibals here.
So, Magenta, what do?
I am from the world of everything that there is to do.
Such as?
I am a consultant to the White House on science, the arts, math, and even more. And sometimes I walk around Vassar College on nice days.
I know that place. They especially have about 100 varieties of trees there. They give out a tree location map.
Oh, good. They said to keep an eye out for rare birds, and indeed I saw a nearly extinct woodpecker there yesterday.
And the Vassar golf course is beautiful too, although I don't much ever play golf.
What is really the purpose of golf?
A great walk, spoiled. At least when they get mad.
Ha-ha!
Austino and Magenta were rising up, the gravity increasing, gaining them a few pounds each. Magenta had pressed number 9. They were in an elevator. Since Austino didn't press a button, he realized that their rooms must be on the same floor. Was it a coincidence? A rare happening? Fate? No, it was destiny, because they had been entangled and intertwined since they'd met on the bench and had then checked into the hotel at the same time. They were finally totally alone in this box, and so they enjoyed a long, deep, and lingering three-dimensional kiss that reached deep into their souls, a rainbow spanning one to the other. As the doors opened, they stood there nonchalantly, whistling and acting natural and putting on chapstick. But you could read their lips. Some began talking about the weather, saying it was a hot time in there. Their normal weight restored, they took out their keys, reading 901 and 903, shook hands and entered their separate rooms, bolting their doors shut. Austino thought, she is only inches away, but she might as well be 3,000 miles distant, she thought. So close, yet so far, and that only counts in the game of horseshoes. A horse came by, took off its shoes, and so she hung them up on the wall to pour the luck out of them. Austino hung his own shoes on his wall, and some magic foot dust fell out. The sweets connected for the sweets, and so they each opened their side of the portal at the same exact moment, facing each other as if in a mirror, one at each end of the rainbow.